The early years of Donald Trump's adult life are explored in The Apprentice, leaving some divisive material to be fact-checked. The new movie, directed by Ali Obosi, explores the real-life relationship between Trump and prosecutor Roy Cohn, reminding audiences of controversies surrounding the former president's life from roughly 50 years ago. Sebastian Stan, MCU, Pam and Tommy, and Jeremy Strong, Succession, The Big Short, lead The Apprentice cast as Trump and Cohn, bringing authentic, true-to-life performances based on the real figures. Like anything related to Donald Trump, The Apprentice has been surrounded by controversy, almost causing the movie not to be released. But Obosi's biopic finally found its release date just under a month before the 2024 presidential election, meaning the film's contents will be under speculation. Obosi described his movie as fact-based and fact-checked, via The Wrap, but with such a timely subject, it's crucial to know what's fact and fiction on a case-by-case basis. 1. Is Roy Cohn's history in The Apprentice true? The Apprentice nails its depiction of Roy Cohn. Jeremy Strong as Roy Cohn and Sebastian Stan as Donald Trump in The Apprentice. It's essential to understand the basis of The Apprentice, Trump and Roy Cohn's relationship. In the 1950s, Cohn's life was publicized as he took part in trials convicting Soviet moles and suspected high-profile communists. By the 1970s, Cohn's brutal tactics were widely known, and he became a fixer for famous mafia members like Tony Salerno, via case text, who was depicted in the film. He spent decades narrowly evading the law, even being charged with perjury, witness tampering, and more. The film's portrayal of Roy Cohn as a cutthroat lawyer willing to do whatever it takes to win is well documented and accurate. The tactics utilized to represent Donald Trump in The Apprentice were derived from multiple real-life cases, with Cohn defending Trump, Rupert Murdoch, Paul Castellano, and many more. Cohn was an infamous 20th-century figure whose exploits are well documented, from using illegal tactics in criminal cases to engineer death penalties, via NBC, to boasting on national television that terrible consequences are going to flow for any of his political opponents, via NPR. Was Donald Trump's racial discrimination lawsuit real? This was a real case in the early 1970s. Sebastian Stan standing with lights behind him in The Apprentice. Donald Trump's first conflict in The Apprentice is a racial discrimination lawsuit, for which he seeks out the help of Roy Cohn to defend him. The charges suggested that Trump purposefully turned away African American tenants from his apartment complexes, telling them spaces weren't available, only to later offer leases to Caucasian renters. The film makes the point to suggest that evidence is stacked against Trump, but by swaying public opinions and using illegal tactics, they're able to win the case. This was a real case and investigation between 1972 and 1974, and original documents can be found on the FBI's website. Important details from the film, such as applicants for potential black tenants being marked with C4 colored, are shown in the court documents to be true. In 1973, the New York Times reported on Trump and Cohn's $100 million countersuit, denying all claims made against Trump Management Corporation, accusing them of being factually baseless, just as it was explained in The Apprentice. Did Donald Trump really receive tax breaks from New York City? Trump made a 40-year tax abatement deal with New York City. Sebastian Stan as Donald Trump in The Apprentice. A significant part of The Apprentice sees Donald Trump trying to rebuild the Commodore Hotel, a project he's consistently told is too ambitious for him. The film makes many references to President Gerald Ford telling New York City to drop dead in 1975 due to the city's suffering from overwhelming crime and corruption. Trump's plan to reconstruct a historic building as a high-end establishment just outside Grand Central Station received significant pushback due to the city's lower-class suffering. The Trump website explains Trump's unprecedented contract from 1976, during which he made one of the most real estate deals in history on his 40-year tax abatement deal with New York City. In 2016, the New York Times reported that the deal had cost NYC $360 million in missing taxes, with Trump totaling at least $885 million in tax breaks for his construction of real estate properties over 40 years. Roy Cohn's involvement, as shown in the movie, is not directly cited anywhere, with sources stating it was Trump's political connections that allowed for the deal.